All right, I'd like to call the Board of Selectmen meeting to order for Friday, May 23rd at 5:10 p.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
Valerie Goodrich, present.
Veronica Kell present. And we also have our town administrator, Nelson Mui. Did I say that right?
Close
And
enough.
and Sabrina Moore, our administrative assistant. Um, and TCAM, of course, is here. Uh, Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. We can get up and say it, I guess. I don't necessarily have a flag here, but pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. And I guess just a reminder that the Memorial Day celebration is on Sunday, I believe at 1:30, and I did see it on the lighted signs coming into town today. So that's good to know that it's being advertised. I'd like to announce that the meeting is being recorded by TCAM and will be uploaded to the town YouTube channel. I will just confirm if any other parties are recording. Hearing none. We'll move on to chairman's additions or deletions. I don't have any. Do you have any, Val?
Nope, not tonight.
And Nelson or Sabrina, anything else to add?
I do not.
Okay. Sabrina's muted, so. And we have no meeting minutes to approve. So our first item of business is 4.1, review and discuss the annual and special town meeting warrant articles. So Nelson, do you want to go over those? Or are they in SharePoint? Like, can I pull them up?
Let me check.
Or
Sabrina.
you could share
Yep.
them if
Yeah.
they're there.
Why don't you share them? Because I can't find them right now in there.
Let me see if it's on SharePoint.
Okay, if it's on SharePoint and you want to share, Nelson, just go ahead.
It's not on SharePoint.
Okay.
And I'm on my phone right now, so I can't readily share things. I'm sorry about that. Because I need to host the second meeting, so my work computer is kind of tied up at the moment.
Is there a copy on the town website?
No. Sabrina, do you have, did you receive anything today prior to the 5 p.m. deadline?
Thought I heard her for a moment there. Was anything posted on SharePoint, Nelson?
There was not, no.
Okay. All right. So me going to Outlook won't do any good.
Nope.
All right.
5 p.m. today.
Pardon me?
Wait.
I did not receive anything prior to 5 p.m. today.
All right. So what do we have that you know of, Nelson?
We have a citizens petition that we received on Tuesday related to the constable policy. We stamped it in, and I think yesterday we had the town clerk stamp it in, who will now go through the process of certifying all the signatures. I believe 100 signatures are needed for a petition at a special town meeting to be placed on it. So I think the town clerk is certifying those signatures as we speak. We were sort of expecting something else, but Sabrina just confirmed that we didn't get anything prior to 5 p.m. today. So that's the only citizens petition. So the other ones were the ones we discussed last night at the joint meeting with the Board of Health. I think we are leaning towards a warrant article to create a enterprise fund. If I'm wrong. So I think that's the approach we're taking towards,
And
how
that's
to,
okay in a special town meeting, Nelson?
yes, I confirmed with Adam that is allowable. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Nelson, just in my little bit of research on that too, they would have to the requirements for the enterprise fund, the complete budget reporting 100 whatever days before, just as long as they're sure that can be part of the process, I guess, in that case. They basically have to
Uh,
present a line item budget next year for the enterprise account. Correct?
Correct, yes. So let's talk this through. So it's too late to put something on the annual town meeting for a budget. So does this mean it's a two-prong approach then, right? FY 26 is going to be a revolving fund, which another article is going to take care of. And then there's a separate warrant article to create um, the enterprise fund itself. Is that my understanding? That's like sort of the two-prong approach to the trash program?
Well, it's hard to say because what I heard what you just described is what I would have expected, that there would be a revolving fund for the first year, an enterprise fund future. What I
Correct.
didn't know is if the enterprise fund could be put on the special town meeting warrant or not. But the
Yeah.
budget, there are implications there. So I thought it would be start with a revolving fund, move to an enterprise fund. And the timing of that move, I don't know. So
I think that's exactly how I understand it to be as well. But I did confirm with Adam that creating an enterprise fund within the special town meeting is allowable. So
okay.
I think that is a sequence of how things need to happen. It's sort of to get everything in place for FY 26, and then and then pivoting to a full blown enterprise fund for FY 27.
So
And
are they, I'm sorry, go ahead, Valerie.
I was going to say, so are all those necessary articles a part of the special town meeting?
Correct. Yes. Yep. And in the coming days, we will sort of get the actual language in place. But at the moment, it's very rough. But for the purpose of the discussion tonight, there just needs to be a placeholder, which I think we can all agree on that it was what we discussed last night. And
How many
you know,
placeholders are there for which articles?
there would be one to create the revolving fund for the solid waste program, and then there would be another article for the creation of the enterprise fund.
Okay, so they dropped the taking money from stabilization.
Um,
That would also have to be an article.
well, so the to create the revolving fund, you need to specify the source. But I think Adam said that was not allowable.
Yeah, I think it should be two separate things, right? You create the revolving fund and
And
then
then you fund it.
because I don't think a revolving fund needs a 2/3 vote,
No, a revolving fund doesn't.
but taking from stabilization will. So
Yeah, so yeah, and I'm sorry. So in theory, there's a third article with all that, which is whether the revolving fund will be seeded with in a certain amount of stabilization money.
Have they given you that they didn't give you that warrant then? That warrant article?
No, there was a discussion between Carla, Adam, and myself. So there was some emails back and forth, and that was all part of the discussion.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes me a little crazy that they aren't on top of it. That's all.
Um, Carla has been working on it, and and But I also assured her it didn't have to be like buttoned up by, 5 PM today. Just, sort of rough, sort of a rough framework of what the articles would be is sufficient sort of to, ensure that it does get on the, the warrant.
Okay.
So that means next week we will, we'll in earnest, craft the language, the way it's supposed to. Adam's already done a cursory look at it. He's provided some feedback, so I think we're in pretty good shape, in terms of getting the language the way it's supposed to.
And it needs to be posted.
It would need to be posted by June 4th.
Okay.
So I think tonight you guys would just need to make a motion to sign the special town meeting warrant on a session, pending town council approval.
And final, an agreement with final wording in the document.
Correct. Yes.
I'm not going to sign it if I haven't seen it.
Oh, no, absolutely. But the language is pretty prescribed of how it needs to be, so I don't really expect there to be a curveball in that regard. So yeah, but I agree that you guys should review it before signing.
I don't agree with taking stabilization money, but I'll vote against it at town meeting. That's all. I just do not agree with that.
Right.
I wish they had found a different way. And I also am concerned that they have no clue what the monies are going to be from month to month and whether or not what they're planning is actually doable. So that's a concern.
Right.
Sabrina has her hand up there.
Yeah. Sabrina, go ahead.
Parks, warrant article, was that supposed to be on the 18th town meeting?
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Sabrina. Parks and Cemetery,
We saw that one.
yeah, they they had requested it for the special town meeting that we had earlier in the month. Unfortunately, I dropped the ball on that. So luckily we have we have a second chance of putting it on there. It is a request from Parks and Cemetery to get $15,000 to do various maintenance work. And the money is going to come out of their let's see, sale of lots fund.
Okay. Did you find out about the James Tucker group that's in the charter that's supposed to be elected at annual town meeting?
I did not. I know, if I remember correctly, the last few years we kind of dropped the ball on that.
Okay.
And but the thing is, we can't put a new article in the annual town meeting. So I think, unfortunately,
That goes to next year. Okay.
yeah,
All
because
right.
we can't reopen the warrant for the annual town meeting.
Yep.
One more. Can you hear me still?
Yep.
One more was a special town meeting article for current military leave policy.
That no, we agree that there would not be enough time for the police chief to sort of cost it out, as well as look at more townwide implications. I know the request came from a current police officer, But, that policy isn't just for, police officer, anyone who's, in the reserves or the military that would apply to. So, so we need a little bit more time to sort of cost it out and look at the wider implications. So the plan is to put it on a town meeting in the fall.
Okay. I don't have anything else, I believe.
All right, so is there a motion to review the 5 articles out of session and sign them after they've been reviewed by town council?
I move that we review the special town meeting articles out of session once they have been reviewed by town council.
And sign.
Sign too. Sorry.
Once they've been.
Review and sign.
Okay. Second. Any further discussion?
No.
All right, roll call vote. Valerie.
Larry Goodrich, aye.
Veronica Cal, aye. All right, so that takes care of 4.1. Work session, are there any updates since yesterday, Nelson?
There are no.
No, I don't have any reports. How about you, Val?
Nope, none. Let's see here. Nope, that's fine. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Our next meeting then is the 3rd of June at 6 p.m. And with that,
One question on that one.
yeah.
When does the joint meeting with FinCom start on that day?
Do we know? Do we have those times? Sabrina, go ahead.
We did not set a time, I believe, for that.
We have not. I did speak to Don. He is conferring with his committee on whether the 3rd would work. I'm pretty sure it does. But yeah, I think I spoke to him, I think it was yesterday. He was still conferring to see if everyone was good with June 3rd.
Did he have an alternative date?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I just offered June 3rd since that's when that's when you guys normally meet. So I'm still waiting to hear back from him.
All right.
Is there any chance we're going to want to meet before that if we push the meeting up, or do you think we'll be ready to meet with them?
One more mention. Could you just mention that all of these votes are roll call votes?
Yep.
Today, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we did do roll call votes.
Oh, good.
Thank you for the reminder.
Thank you. And we are all attending remotely. It's a remote only meeting. That was on the agenda, though.
Yeah.
Sabrina, do you have something else? Your hand is still up.
Oh, no, I have to put the hand down.
Okay. All right. So our next meeting right now is on the 3rd of June.
Yeah, I think in executive session tonight, I feel like whatever we end up discussing, we'll probably have a pretty solid plan in place. To be able to go into the joint meeting with FinCom on the 3rd, to talk about things. But certainly if we need to have a meeting before then, I would be okay with that, pending everyone's availability, which I know is pretty limited, starting next week. But I think I've done some analysis on the budget, so I'm hoping we're after tonight, I'll have we'll have some good enough marching orders that we'll be able to, talk to FinCom on June 3rd.
The budget needs to be posted on the 11th of a
yeah,
week before, according to charter.
Yep, I think that is my goal as well, to give the voters a solid week to digest everything.
Yeah, maybe it's not the charter, maybe it's the budget policy, but it's a week before.
Mhm.
So the 3rd would be our logical meeting before that, unless we had to have more meetings. So.
Right.
All right. So with that, we are moving into executive session. I expect that we will adjourn from executive session, because further discussion on the budget would take place on the 3rd, I assume.
Mhm.
So there are 2 executive sessions scheduled here. So is there a motion to, I would go into executive session for blah, 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 and also for the second reason, and to adjourn from executive session. So is there a motion?
In reading the rules, I think the chair is supposed to read for executive session.
Oh,
And-
are we? Okay, I will then.
I love to read, but I'll let you.
All right, I make a motion that we move into executive session pursuant to General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel. Or I'm going to read the whole thing, to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, and that is for all non-union personnel. We will also be holding an executive session pursuant to General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining. If an open meeting, if as an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and that is for all union personnel, all unions with the town, and we will be adjourning from executive session.
Seconded.
All those in favor? Any further discussion before we go in? Before we vote? All right, all those in favor, Valerie, how do you vote?
Goodrich, aye.
And Veronica Kell, aye. So with that, we are moving into executive session. So
And did Sabrina send you the link for the executive session? Yeah.
I have not checked. Let me look. So should we exit out of this and then rejoin in under the other link, Nelson?
Yes, you would have to, correct.
I don't.
I'll send it now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.